India received $81 billion in gross foreign investment in the last financial year. Manufacturing alone drew over $19 billion, up 18% over the year before. But before any of that capital moves, a company must first choose its legal structure in India.
A foreign company entering India starts with one core question: how it should be set up legally. The structure decision shapes tax, control, and how fast the company can start operating. Getting it wrong early often means an expensive restructuring exercise later on.
India offers 5 ways for a foreign company to set up a legal presence. Each option changes the level of control, the tax rate, and what activities are allowed.
The first option is a wholly owned subsidiary. This is a separate Indian company fully owned by the parent. It is the default choice for full scale operations and qualifies for domestic tax rates. The second route is a joint venture, which brings in an Indian partner for sectors with investment caps. Besides these, a company can also open a branch office, but it is limited to work like consulting, exports, imports, or research. A liaison office is another option for organizations entering India. It cannot earn income but supports communication and research. Lastly, a project office, which is set up to execute one specific contract, then it winds down.
For most companies planning full operations, the wholly owned subsidiary is the standard route. Once the structure is chosen, 3 regulatory tracks run at the same time. Company law approval comes from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and the Registrar of Companies. Foreign investment rules are enforced by the Reserve Bank of India under the Foreign Exchange Management Act. Tax registrations come from the Income Tax Department and the Goods and Services Tax Authorities.
For a subsidiary or joint venture, incorporation runs through a single integrated online registration platform. That filing bundles company registration together with core tax registrations in one process. For a branch, liaison, or project office, approval instead comes directly from the Reserve Bank. All documents signed outside India must be notarized and officially authenticated before filing. Incomplete authentication paperwork is the single biggest cause of delays at this stage. Within 30 days of share allotment, the company must report it to the Reserve Bank of India.
Timelines vary sharply depending on the structure and the approval route chosen. A subsidiary or joint venture under the automatic investment route typically takes 6 to 12 weeks. If government approval is required, this timeline extends to 8 to 14 weeks. A branch, liaison, or project office through the Reserve Bank takes 12 to 20 weeks.
One of the biggest timeline traps is treating approvals as a strict one after another sequence. Another common mistake is delaying factory license or environmental clearance applications. Company registration and sector approvals can run in parallel, reducing months from the overall timeline. A complete, well prepared application also avoids resubmissions that can add weeks to the process.
Choosing the right structure and approvals early makes setting up a company in India faster and easier. IMARC Engineering helps international companies choose the right entry structure and manage the approval process. Get in touch to discuss the right approach for your India entry.